Hey guys, so what is Google Ads? Obviously, Google is a search engine and Google offers running ads on its search engine. So when we talk about Google Ads, we're talking about Google allowing you to place ads on its properties. Google Ads used to be called Google AdWords and they recently changed it to Google Ads, so don't let that confuse you. Google actually has many different platforms. The one everybody knows about is Google Search. So that's when you go to Google and you search for something. But it also has a number of different other platforms, such as Google Shopping and Google Maps and Google Display Network. These other ones are less well known, but Google Ads allows you to run ads across any of these platforms. Let's jump in and have a look at some of these ads and how they look. Here I've searched in Google for the keyword surfboards Sydney. What we can see straight away is it says ads here, but if we scroll down a little bit, we see a text-based ad. This is a typical text ad on Google search. And you can see there's a number of components in this ad which we'll go through. There's a headline and there's some more headlines and description lines, etc. However, you'll notice above it as well that there's another type of ad. These are called Google Shopping ads and they're product-based. And these are also ad types that you can run in Google. Now, if we click on the shopping vertical in Google, you'll see that there's even more ads, and these are also for Google Shopping. So all of these are actually ads placed, and whenever somebody clicks on them, the advertiser is going to pay. And all of these can be run through Google Ads. Now, I've just jumped over into my Gmail account quickly because I wanted to show you that here also we can see a number of ads. If you see the top two rows there in your Gmail, I'm on the social tab in Gmail, are also ads. You can see they're denominated by the word ad. For example, if I click on one of these, such as this ad by Google Ads, you'll see that it opens up a larger ad and I can click to learn more. The advertiser will pay when we click to open this ad. Now I'm in Australia, so here I've opened the SMH, the Sydney Morning Herald, which is one of the big newspapers here, and you can see straight away the top banner here is an ad as well, and this is also an ad placed by Google. This is called the Google Display Network, where Google can place ads on different websites. This website will opt into Google's Display Network, and every time I view or I click on this ad, it depends, Google will charge the advertiser that placed this ad. In this case, this is the Sydney Festival, and they will pay a percentage of that to the website, in this case, the Sydney Morning Herald, where it's advertised on, and Google will take a cut as well. This is called a display network ad, and the display network is huge with hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of websites in this network as well. As an advertiser running Google Ads, you can decide to place any type of ad that you want, whether it's a text ad on the search network, or whether it's a shopping ad if you sell e-commerce products, or whether it's a banner ad or an image-based ad on the display network. And there's also some other options as well. Google Advertising Network, or Google Ads, is actually massive, and it provides a lot of different opportunities. Why is Google Ads different from, say, Facebook ads or offline advertising? The first thing to note is that Google search ads use keyword-based intent targeting. Google allows you, as we saw on Google search, we typed in surfboards Sydney, allows you to place an ad against that keyword. We could even decide we're only going to put an ad against someone who looks for buy surfboards Sydney. You can really hone in on the intent of your customer base. You can decide to choose keywords that are very relevant to you. So Google Ads lets you hone in very closely on intent. The second thing is relevancy. Keyword-based targeting also allows you to keep it very tight and very relevant. Think of this compared to placing a billboard on the side of a highway. A billboard on the side of a highway, you're just going to get thousands of people driving past. All we really know about them is that they drive cars and they live in a certain area, but that's it. Whereas compare that to keyword-based targeting. And even if we're talking about the Google Display Network, which doesn't necessarily use keyword-based targeting, we still have options for intent and retargeting and topic-based targeting, which we're going to speak more about later on. The third thing is, why is Google Ads different to other advertising platforms and offline, is that it's pay per click. As an advertiser, whenever you place an ad, you usually are only charged when somebody clicks on the ad. This means that your ad could be viewed hundreds of times potentially on Google search, but if no one clicks on it, you're not going to be charged. I say this lightly because there are other targeting options. So you can decide to use impression-based targeting where you pay per 1,000 impressions. But in most cases, Google uses pay-per-click advertising. The fourth reason Google Ads is different and so amazing is because it is very measurable. You can see every single person who clicked on your ad. You have to be able to see that because that's how you're paying. That's how Google charges you. You're going to be able to see every single person that clicked on your ad. You'll be able to see every single person that clicked and came through to your website. And then if you're doing things well and you're tracking properly, then you're going to be able to see what happened on your website from those clicks that came from those Google ads. Whether that's a phone call or a conversion or a lead form, we can match how much money we put in, how many impressions we got, how many clicks we received, and what happened after that. That's very different to other types of offline advertising. Now, lastly, and not the least important, is this concept of a feedback loop. With other offline advertising and other advertising platforms, you create your ad, you put it out there, you expect to get a certain amount of branding and exposure, and that's it. There's no real feedback or understanding of how well it did because there's no measurability. With Google Ads, you are expected to constantly improve the campaign performance. You're going to be able to see which keywords worked well, which keywords generated clicks, what the cost per click of each keyword was, what the click-through rate, how many clicks to impressions you got for each keyword. The same thing with ads. You'll be able to test your ads against each other, and you can create this feedback loop where you're looking at things that are working better, and over time, you're going to expect to get better and better results. This is the beauty, and this is why Google Ads is such an excellent platform for advertising.